Wow.
Okay, Lord.
And you don't have to worry.
Wow, he's great.
No more.
He's good.
All right, so we are live on.
Rocket.
We are live on Facebook. Did you see that? We're actually on Kingdom Celebration Center's page. I think my wife is going to move it to UBC page there, and we're also live on YouTube right now. This is the program we actually use for our church instead of the Zoom, for our church live events or whatever. So OBS program that I got from Randy. But hey, welcome everybody who is tuning in alongside with us on tonight. We have an exciting conversation that we're going to have, revealing a new, exciting educational opportunity that is unmatched throughout Anne Arundel County. And it is called the Alkebulan Shule. I am your host for tonight's conversation, Bishop Antonio Palmer, Senior Pastor of Kingdom Celebration Center and First Vice President of the United Black Clergy of Anne Arundel County. Welcome again. We are so excited that you are jumping on to hear this great conversation that we're going to have while we're revealing something that's awesome that's actually taking place. Matter of fact, this Saturday is going to be our informational session. And but tonight I have the creators of this wonderful what we call a shule. They're going to explain to you exactly what a shule actually means. And but listen, stay tuned. Matter of fact, you need to tag some folks, get them online here tonight with you because you don't want any family to miss this. What we call golden educational opportunity is an opportunity in the lifetime and it's history making. And so with no further delay, I would love to introduce to you guys, or we're going to go around the horn here and they're going to introduce themselves. And these are the masterminds behind the new educational opportunity. And so, again, thank you for tuning in. And so we're just going to go around the horn and we're going to do what we call ladies first. And then we'll end up to these awesome men who are on here alongside with me. And so, first of all, let us go over to Monica, if you would love to share with everybody your name and who you are and things of that nature.
All right, I'm Monica Lindsay, and Bishop Palmer for facilitating this opportunity. I'm so excited to be here this evening talking about Alkebulan Shule and all the things that we have, all the hopes and the dreams and what we've tried to put together for the community. I'm a teacher and community activist, and I like to stay engaged. And when I see a need, I like to try to fill it. God willing, if that is what I'm meant to do. So I'm just excited to be here this evening with all these wonderful people who've been working so hard to make this dream a reality.
Awesome. And did you by any chance say that you are the co-chair of the Connecting the Dots Anne Arundel County organization?
I am co-chair of Connecting the Dots, and look out, October 16th, we're having a screening, Ashes to Ashes, where we will get to actually hear from a victim of lynching who is going to be joining us. So that's coming up soon. But I'm really excited here to talk about Alkebulan Shule and what we have in store.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Monica. And next we have Miss Chidinma.
Excellent. Chidinma Menakaya is my name. And I'm honestly so excited to be here today because this program, yes, it's launching now, but it's been years in the making from my perspective. So I'm excited about Alkebulan Shule because from my name, you can tell I'm Nigerian American. I was born here in America, but I went to high school in Nigeria, West Africa. So that experience led me to where I am today, which I believe is my purpose to be the African bridge, right? This bridge between African Americans here and Africa here. So I genuinely believe if we walked and met each other on the middle of the bridge, we wouldn't be worried about a lot of other stuff. We'd be golden. So I'm here to present about that and talk more about what we have with Alkebulan Shule.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to learn a little bit more as we go along about that connection. You know, you got a couple of preachers on here. We call it divine connection.
Oh, amen. I didn't know if I could come, with the Holy Ghost.
Come
But
on
amen.
now. All right. We also have Miss Monique Brown is with us.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Bishop Palmer, for allowing us to join you this evening and talk to you a little more about our program. I also wanted to extend a thank you to the people that initiated this program for inviting me to be a part of it. They've all been awesome and very welcoming. Like Bishop Palmer said, my name is Monique Brown. I am the Assistant Secretary for the Anne Arundel County branch of the NAACP. Right now, I actually work in IT as a software engineer, but I did spend the majority of my career working as a teacher in different levels of education, but primarily with K through 12. I used to work in District of Columbia Public Schools. And so, for the most part, I've worked with inner city youth. And by working with those youth and just learning more about their struggles in life, I can see firsthand how a program like this would be helpful to those students. A lot of times I feel like if those students were more aware of their ancestors and their past and the struggles that they had to go through in order for them to succeed, I think that those students will be making better choices in life. And so, I could see firsthand how they could put a program like that to use. And so I'm really grateful that we are taking that initiative and starting to embark on this journey. So thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Monique. We have some teachers on here, some educators, and so we're going to have fun with this new what they call Shule. And so we're going to explain that a little bit later, but we're still in our intros because we have some wonderful, amazing people here who have joined me on tonight. We have Miss Patricia. If you just share with everybody.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Patricia Eliezer. Patricia Paradise is my Facebook name, so I don't want to confuse anybody. Anyway, thank you all for allowing me to be here. Thank you for hosting. I'm really excited about Al-Kebulon Shule. I'm really excited because I'm an educator, I'm an activist, and I'm also a world traveler. And I think that I'm becoming a recruiter. I've been seeking out people to support our school in language and the arts. And that's really exciting because I see a lot of enthusiasm from the community about this effort. So that really makes me really happy. I've traveled to Africa myself. I've hosted students from abroad. So I've been a host mom. Wow. And myself, I have also been an exchange student. So I think some of the experiences that I've had will just add to the richness of the school. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm excited about this just getting going.
Thank you, Sister Patricia. That's awesome. That's awesome to know that you traveled abroad. Also help with educating some of the children that's there in Africa and so forth. And we're going to learn a little bit more as we dialogue tonight. We have some sisters. I see Barbara on here twice. So we're going to ask Marilyn and Claudia if you guys will introduce yourselves.
I'll start and just say I'm Claudia Barber, Second Vice President of the Anne Arundel County branch of the NAACP, and so proud to learn more about Saturday School and all the things that are coming forth and are on the horizon.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Barber, and I am just so delighted and proud to be part of the team. I've been a public educator for 39 years, and my passion about learning about your roots and learning about the history is something that our parents instilled in us, even as PK kids. So I am just so glad that we had this opportunity, and appreciate Bishop Palmer for his encouragement. And it's been a wonderful opportunity, and hope others will come along and join us on this journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Barbara and Miss Barber. And next we have I let her remind everybody that she's an honorary member of Kingdom Celebration Center. My dear friend, the judge, Miss Vicky. Come on, talk to us.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity. And I'm honored to be an honorary member of your church. You all are doing some exciting things in the community. And your support of this effort is indicative of the forward thinking that you've taken with the church. I really think that this is a unique opportunity for all of us to learn more about what we're missing, and that's having a sense of what our past is and being rooted in that. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm so excited about the opportunity you've given us today. So thank you again.
All right. Well, we're going to have an extremely awesome dialogue, great dialogue tonight. And right now we're just doing some intros. Now I have these two young gentlemen. I'm saying young because I'm just a pinch older than they are. But I might be a little bit handsomer, if that's a word. Listen, we all got a little gray on our chin these days, but these are some good friends of mine. I got a co-laborer here in the good news in the gospel that's alongside with me. Now I'm the first vice president. He's the second vice. I'm only the first because I'm older. That's the only reason why they made me the first vice president. But of UBC. But I have my good friend Pastor John D. Watts. Come on, talk to us, Pastor.
Well, grace to you and everybody. I want to share this quote with you. It says, history is not everything, but it's the starting point. History is a clock that people use to tell political and cultural times of day. It is the compass that they use to find themselves on the map of human geography. It tells them where they are, but more importantly, where they must be. That is in the words of Professor John Henrik Clarke, who is I believe, the father of African American history and studies. And so my name is Pastor John Watts. I'm senior pastor of Kingdom Life Church in Baltimore, Maryland, but I am a part of this great experience, Kebulon Shule, which is the mother of mankind, or the mother of humanity school. And I'm so glad to be part of this. And I'm excited that you, Bishop, have launched this for us. And this is and I'm glad that the church you are taking the lead in pushing this, the church into this community, this experience, a Kebulon Shule experience. And I thank you tonight for allowing us to express the importance of pushing this in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Watts. You're an amazing man of God, and I love doing work and ministry alongside with you. Listen, we have peace in the morning, and today we have peace in the evening. We are here, and if it was tomorrow, I would say it's Funky Friday time. You know, I have my good friend, Mr. Darius Stanton. If I had some music, I should have had some music behind me because we could have set it off real good. Right. Here he is, Mr. Darius A. Stanton. Talk to me, Darius.
Oh man, I just love Bishop Palmer. So Bishop Palmer, since you made it, it's pre-Thursday, so we have another edition. It's called Peace in the Morning, Love at Night.
Oh.
How about that?
Gotcha. I love that. I love it. Love at night.
Peace in the morning, love at night. So since it's Funky Friday, let me throw this out there for you real quick. Alcabulon, 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 Alcabulon.
Awesome.
Now, just so we make sure that everybody is welcome to the table. I grew up in a time where we consistently brought it to the mic, right? And so I'm gonna do that real quick. Cause Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Put him behind the door. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Can't hold me no more. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Your hands and feet. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. Shaq was on your mind. They must release me. Yeah, we'll do a little bit later, but I want us to understand the importance of shackles, that are on our minds. And right now, what you see is a culmination of what I was raised to do and what I was raised in. I was homeschooled, and my parents taught me at home first. The first thing they taught me outside of praying and being good to people was they taught me manners and respect. And we are in the position right now, thanks to a brother like you, Bishop Palmer, and your wife and your son, the whole family helped us to be where we are right now. The people on the line know what I mean, but everybody in the family helped us, and that's what we are representing. We're representing families, and I'm so grateful to be in my own hometown at a time like this where we seize the moment and understand while our children are not in school, while we in Baltimore City have 10,000 children that aren't in school right now, guess what? It's good that we are taking education into our own hands and educating our own children. I said it. It's good. They're not doing well anyway. At Annapolis High School, 50%. 50% of African-American males had not graduated.
Wow.
So what we're able to do, and I'm just very grateful to bring my years of experience, my entire life started as the county executive, working with youth throughout the public housing communities, in the school system. From there, it's the drug czar in the city of Annapolis to running Boys and Girls Clubs in Anne Arundel County, Montgomery, Prince George's, the District of Columbia, and Baltimore City. And in my entire life's work, traveling, going around the world, and having the exposure to travel, which is one of the things that we're going to do through Al Kabilon Shule, I understand the value of communications and messaging. And so we have to start training y'all young people of what it is that they should be. And it comes from understanding what we come from when we create Earth. And so that's what I'm really excited about, is the fact that we're at this time educating our children about their history, not of just the continent of Africa, but what predated Africa and our civilization and how we created civilization. W.E.B. Du Bois says that, civilization started when you treat people in a civilized manner, and it started in the continent of Al Kabilon. That's where it is. So thank you for having me. God bless you, Bishop Palmer. We really appreciate you. And thank you to the people that I work with. They are the most dynamic leaders. They're strong. They're beautiful. They're bright. They're, they strut. Their opinions are like, they're convicted to what they believe in, and they're smart. Ooh, so smart.
Awesome. Hey, listen, and Darius, I appreciate your rapping. You almost made me come out of retirement.
Come on. You heard me say on the other day, by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't say briefly, thank you so much to your son, your wife, your entire family, the United Black Clergy, my love, Judge Barber, is on in the NAACP. But what you all did with that 1,000-man march was so needed in our community, for the men, for the leadership, for our children, the politicians. Everybody need to see us do that, but we needed it more than anybody else. And you all did it, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, sir. And that's really, we're bridging even from as a result of the 1,000-men march. That's why we're here today. We wanted to make sure that the information concerning the Shule, I know we introduced it at the march, but we want to make sure even tonight that everyone understands what the Shule is and the importance of it, and would be able to register and sign up. And it's a family affair, and that's what the exciting thing that I love about it is that it's about family, and it's about our narrative, and so the history that's not taught in the public school systems or even in some of the private schools, of course. But you guys have created something so awesome because it's going to bring what we were talking about last week, what Monica and Minikaya, we we were talking about identity, and so identity is so empowering. We're going to get into that just a little bit later, but thank you guys. We are talking about Al Kabelon Shule. Now I want to ask, how did you guys come up with the name Al Kabelon Shule? If anybody wants to share that, enlighten the people.
I guess I'll dive in with that one. So that is the oldest known name for the continent of Africa. It was a name that predated the name that's commonly known for the continent of Africa. And we felt it was most appropriate, if we were going to do this exploration, to go back to the time of pre-slavery ancestry, that we would use the name that most closely represented what people of that era used. And it means, as you said, mother of mankind is the actual meaning. In the era of feminism, we'll say mother of humanity. Pastor Watts, thank you for that. But the original meaning is mother of mankind, and we thought it most appropriate to harken back to its original name, as far as we know, historically speaking, in order to name our shule. And shule is actually a Swahili term for school. So Al Kabelon Shule is the name that we thought would most appropriately represent the experience that we want to present here in Anne Arundel County and to the world.
All right, so we're just, Anne Arundel County is the seed, and it's going to spread out through the whole world. We're going to harvest the world with Al Kabelon Shule. That's Amen. It. And now, so you have it, Mother of Humanity, Pastor Watts, Mother of Humanity, which is so I guess that's Arabic, right? And then you have Shule that comes from Swahili, and I do ministry and missions over there in Kenya and Uganda. So Swahili is, I know a couple of them, but I'm not going to get into all that. But I know Bwana Safiwe, praise the Lord. But
I'm still struggling with the Swahili, but I'm going to he'll stop talking and I'll be like, I'm done.
Right. Mungu akubariki. God bless you. See, I know a couple of them. So you have the name Al Kabelon Shule, and then what inspired you guys to create this shule or this school? What's the inspiration behind it?
Well, I can talk to that. For me, at least. So I told you guys I'm Nigerian American. I was born here, but went to high school in Nigeria and do business in Nigeria. So there's a different perspective, I guess, everyone brings to the table. Some people, of course, are African American and have been here and know that the school system definitely doesn't teach anything about what we really need to know. For me, the reason why I'm interested in this and why we started this was, okay, I 100% feel like I'm supposed to be like this. Hey guys, oh my God, guess what? This is what we're supposed to be doing. It's about Africa. It's about, right now I heard something on the radio earlier today, and they were like, we heard the debate, so because of the debate, we should go to Canada. And nobody mentioned Africa. So I feel like there's some confusion still, and it's not our fault. It's probably done on purpose or whatever, but there's some confusion that's been done about what Africa really is like today, what opportunities are there. There's confusion about who we were in the past, where we come from. And so for me, I genuinely 100% believe that if we do our research and figure out who we were and what opportunities are available to us now, we wouldn't be worrying about any election here or Canada. It would literally be about, hey, how do we export this and how do we make money from this in Africa? So that's why I'm coming to the table with this.
And I appreciate that too, and the dialogue that we had just the other day. And I already started picturing some things. You know, I'm ministry minded and picturing some things with schools and building certain things on different lands and stuff like that. And hopefully, Pastor Watts will team up with me on some of these endeavors in the future there in Nigeria and parts of Africa, other parts of Africa as well. Pastor Watts, I see you. You're off of mute now. Come on, talk to me.
Well, but I believe that it's time. It's time, and we know that everything moves in certain seasons and times, and I do believe that identity is. We know that our identity is in Christ, in God, but most importantly, that we know as well as people don't know, as we know, where they come from. They really don't know where they're going. And so I think it's the opportunity for us as just not a community of people, but a community of faith, a family. This is not, if you notice, this is just not about a black man movement or a black woman movement or black children movement, but this is about our roots. Our roots is our family, the tree, our heritage, where we belong. And and if you study your Bible, Abraham was Chaldean. He was from a tribe, Chaldean, which is somewhere over there. So I think somewhere over there in Africa. And so, but when we start moving in those directions, I think it's time for us as one thing I do want to say, as a tribe, family, as a nation, we're just not black people. And I think that's the misnomer. Every other group responds not to skin color, but they respond to their tribe, to their family. And it's time for black people, African Americans, to find out where you're from. Who are your people? Now, I'm telling you this, I know my Ghanaian name, which means they call me Papa Kwase. Kwase means that I was born on a Sunday. I was born on a Sunday on my way to church. And so Papa, of course, is father. So that's what they call me in Ghana. Some of the young people in Ghana call me Papa Kwase Watts. And so, but it made me feel connected. And that's what we're trying to do, is through relationship, through education, is to connect, us together. And that we're one. And that's how we're going to do, even with partnership, in just not in Africa, but I hope that we are able to partner to build schools here, that we'll be able to create history here and connect it with Akepilon, the mother of humanity or mankind.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate that. And
may I add something?
Sure.
I think that there's a sense that as African Americans or Black folks, we're rudderless, because we can't make that connection to where we come from. And this is a means of helping us make that connection and helping us bring young people in particular, into the community or the diaspora, to expose them to really what their roots are all about. So
yeah, that's a good inspiration and good and good purpose behind this school. Really that connectivity, understanding brotherhood and understanding where we're from. And so even saying that, Papa Kwasi, we so I hear that there's a way that even through the school that you'll be able to take a DNA test, or is that something that y'all want to leak out right now, or but I know that that's something that really struck my attention, because it's part of identity and things of that nature. And how deep does that go? If anybody want to share that, Monica, I think you had already taken yours, and maybe you want to kind of enlighten us on because that pulled my attention there and said, hey, look, I want to do the same thing. So can you kind of just share with us that testimony that you have concerning the DNA testing?
Oh, absolutely. I love to share that story because when I got my DNA test results back, it was really exciting. But when I really started delving into the information, it just, so many things were revealed to me. And then I was able to find cousins in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone. I found out I'm partially Congolese and I have relatives there. And I talked on the phone, actually. I was able to connect on the phone with one of my cousins who was able to tell the actual village in Nigeria that we were from because she was born there and she doesn't live there now. But just having those nuggets of information, I cried like a baby. I'll be honest. I just cried and cried. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how long my family didn't know where they were from, but I was the one who was able to find that missing link after however many generations of not knowing. So those pieces of information, and you may not necessarily find all that I was able to find. I feel blessed in having to been able to find that. But the DNA information that you get when you go through the testing, and I was even able to find out that I have partial pygmy tribe in me, and it breaks down like how much pygmy is in you and how much, like, it's just a wealth of information, and you can go down a rabbit hole just going through like wow, just more and more and more as you get into it. So it really is a wonderful experience and opportunity and way to potentially even connect with family, that you didn't even know you had. um, it, it's just, I cannot say enough about it, and I encourage everyone, if you get the opportunity to do it, and you can definitely get the opportunity if you join Kebulan Shule, because that is one of the things that we offer. Is that opportunity to like have that family moment together where we all do DNA testing, and you get those results back, and we'll help you through the process of breaking down the information, and you'll get raw data back, and there's different platforms you can use that will break down all that raw data and tell you what it means genetically for you. And also, you'll have the opportunity to potentially in 2021 go be part of a family reunion where you'll have the opportunity to connect to the places and possibly even the people who are part of the family that you never even knew you had. So it's just, it's wonderful, amazing. And even if you decide not to do the DNA testing, because many people have reasons why they decide not to do it, but this is still an opportunity to connect and learn a lot, and delve into something that's little known, and that needs to be done. So I can't say enough about it, and hope you all will join us on our journey.
And that's awesome. I'm excited. My family and I, we're definitely going to be joining, and I already told them I'm gonna be the first to take our DNA, my DNA test. I want to know where I'm from. Folks thought I was Dominican, and some thought I was Arab, and I don't know where I'm from. I got to find out where I'm from. So, but the DNA testing is a very exciting thing. And listen, how can people that may be
Bishop, before you go to that, it's just not DNA tests. I know you like food. It's going to be food too. So I don't want you to forget that we're going to have international food as well.
Oh, international food. Well, I'm already there. I'll even pay extra if it's some good international food there, Pastor Wise. Listen, if you're online now, if you're on Facebook Live and you're watching us, you don't want to miss this. Can somebody here can you share with them real quickly how they can get online and register for the Al-Kebulan Shule classes? Can anybody give them that information right now?
We have an orientation coming up October 3rd on Saturday. So Saturday, October 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You have to go to alkebulonshule.org. So I'll spell it. God help me. ALKEBULAN Shule, SHULE.org. So Alkebulon Shule. I'm sure you're going to post the information with this video. Go to the website, click where at the top where it says register. You'll be sent the Zoom link. I personally guarantee you will not. You will be like, oh my God, thank God I came to this orientation. So go to alkebulonshule.org, register, and we will see you on Saturday, 10 a.m.
Awesome. I couldn't have said that any better than you did. That was great. And Alkebulon Shule. I'm still trying to pronounce the name and get more familiar with it. Listen, now here's another exciting thing that I heard about this wonderful school is that the cost is so low for everything that you're actually going to be receiving in this through this school. The very cost of it is very low. And the exciting thing about it is now, you can do it monthly or you can pay for the whole year, and it's only $60 a month. And that's, watch this, not just for one person, but for the entire family. And we're not talking about bringing Cousin Pete and everybody else. They're going to have to pay for this. But for your immediate family, if you got 4 or 5 or 6 people in your family, your immediate family, your wife, your spouse, your children, can actually take, because we want it to be a family affair, can actually bring your entire family alongside with you to learn the incredible information, to receive this educational opportunity that's unmatched. That there's nobody that's actually doing this, not only in Anne Arundel County, but I haven't even heard about it in the state of Maryland. I don't know about elsewhere. And so we're kicking off something. They're pioneering. You can feel the passion behind this. We are pioneering a new school. It's going to be on Saturday. It's not going to take you all day. It's only once a month, but you're going to get flooded with information that's going to bring identity. It's going to create the right narrative for you, and it's empowering, and it's going to bring connection for your roots there in Alkebulon, or what we may call Africa. So now let me ask you, what can families, in addition to what we already said, what can families expect to learn or take away? What would be something that you feel like would be a great takeaway from being students at Alkebulon Shule?
So, if I could, I would love to express a sense of culture, how to treat one another, how to love one another, how love is part of our DNA. We want people to understand that we are the original people of the planet Earth. We are the creators of math and science and architecture, medicine. We are the builders and designers of the pyramids, which still stand today. And nobody's saying in 2 months, 6 years, or 25 years that the pyramids are going to come down. So we want people to understand and walk away with a thirst for learning about ourselves as a people, and be able to do it in a loving way, because we come from royal people. We are royalty. So we will be addressing each other. We address each other in our communication amongst the team as king and queen. We address each other as a royal family. When you talk to each other as king or queen, prince or princess, or any other beautiful, loving, godly name, then that's how you behave. And so we want to be able to bring people into an understanding that we will take you from an educational perspective from the foundation of our essence, which is how we treat each other, what our culture is like, and what civilization truly looks like. And that's through, educating yourselves about who we are. So that's, our families will be able to pull from that.
And I just want to piggyback. Oh, go ahead. I want to piggyback off of Darius.
He's got me started now, but as an educator, and from just growing up, and research also supports this, that families that learn together, that grow together, are empowered to do many things together and work together in the journey of life. And also the power of knowledge can take you in many places. So there is power in working together. But the scientific research of the research and education supports that students who have that connection with the family working and learning together shows a substantial growth in their journey of life. It's all in evidence.
To that point, and Pastor Watts, I know you're right there. You said something though that's so key. It was a piece of research that also showed what brings children out of poverty is sitting on their father's laps and letting the father read to them is what brings them out of poverty. Not money, not a higher job, not access to education. And to your point, the family, just being together and modeling scholarship is what it is. Gee, I apologize, Pastor Watts, but I just disappointed.
No, I'm glad that you all said that.
And Pastor, after Pastor Watts, we're going to hear from Monique. She has her hand raised.
Okay. So I wanted to say this.
We're in school now.
This refutes one thing: truth don't need no crutches. Truth don't need no support. And so Darius mentioned about the pyramids, and I just want to make a correction. That these were done by people of color and not by aliens. And I just want to be clear, because they have scientists that are trying to prove that the stuff that was made in Africa, pyramids, were done by aliens. Oh, how ignorant that is.
Right.
And this is another way of how education is trying to take away from the people who actually were the creators of and the institution of education. The first universities were in Africa. It wasn't done by aliens. Pyramids and things, the people who are in the islands that have the boulders on top of statues, they've been trying to prove that it's impossible how these people have put this. No, it's not impossible. When you are the inventors and the creators of astrology and numerology and all of those things. And so we're trying to bring truth back into not just facts, but truth back into education. And from that, when people understand truth for who they are, and they understand their family dynamics and who we are, then we know what we must do and we know what we must be. And so I just wanted to bring that out. Darius, I'm glad that you brought that out, because it's very important. Education is just not about facts, but it's about truth as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pastor Watt. One of the things that I wanted to add was that on our orientation on Saturday, what you're going to hear about more is what some of the key takeaways that the families will be receiving. And what we really want to do is sort of tell those untold stories of African history and to fill in the gaps and the blanks for, us as a people. Because I think a lot of you can relate to a situation when you were in school, we didn't receive a significant portion of African or African American history. And so unless you went out and sought that information on your own, or you had family members or friends that, sort of took you under their wing and made sure that you were educated on those matters, then you were left with a lack of knowledge, and a significant lack of knowledge. And so there's a lot of pieces of our history that are very important to us that we're not aware of. But what we really want to do is just sort of take the families on an African journey from their time in ancient Africa up to now. And so, one of the things we're going to talk about is different African civilizations and dynasties, and then specific cultures that were relevant to those dynasties. So, some of the people have mentioned that before, like music and technology and art and architecture. And I know that you all have touched on that, but sometimes we do forget that Africans played a significant part in architecture. And so those are some of the things we sort of want to highlight on Saturday. And then we also are going to talk about the influence that African culture has had on subcultures. And so, I think that what happens is that because we are so smart and intelligent and rich in culture, sometimes there's efforts that are made to sort of rewrite our history or erase our history or give the contributions that we have made to other groups of people. And so it's important that we educate our children so that they know that, no, we are the originators of this. We have contributed to different societies. And so that is one of our goals that we want to accomplish with our school.
Monique, that was brilliantly said. I really appreciate the information that you provided for us. You sound like an educator. that was a systematic approach to letting us know exactly what we're going to be learning on Saturday, the information we're going to be receiving. And listen, and even though that was kind of like an outline, really, or an overview, because it's going to be some in-depth study for the families. And it's going to bring, and what I'm expecting, and what I believe that are going to be some outcomes is that I believe it's going to bring some healing to families, even some restoration and reconciliation for some families, through this whole course. And so it's kind of like church for me. As a pastor, it just seems like it's going to bring that added plus. And sometimes it's just it's like a missing spot in our hearts. That we couldn't really pin, and now I believe something like this Shule, Al Kabelon, www, if you want to know, be ready to register, www.alkabelan, Shule, ALKEBULAN, SHULE. Is it .org? .org. Come on, talk to me. So, and so you want to make sure that you sign up your family. Listen, it's not too late. You're right on time. You're right on schedule. If the Lord has brought you to hear and be on this Facebook Live and to hear us tonight, it's because it's the sweet whispering of the Holy Spirit to say for you and your family to be encouraged to sign up and to register with Al Kabelon Shoe Line. Thank you so much. Again, brilliantly said there. Masterfully said there, Miss Monique. Listen, families, please know that this is you're going to be a part of history. This is the first ever that these type of classes are taking place. We are what I call winning our communities and our families back, and are going to be able to teach the correct history, create the right narrative about who we are. We're not just those who had ancestors that were enslaved. We're going to talk about pre-colonized Africa. We're going to talk, so it's going to be some information. I'm about to explode, really. But I think that Monique said it well. It's a journey that we're going to take your families on. It's going to be a journey. And it doesn't even matter what the age is, that your family is. You can be a 4-year-old child that you want to make sure that they get some of this information. And, you can be 50 and 60 and 70 years old. It's never too late for us to be able to get to be encouraged with some great information or education, if you will, that's going to bring identity and a connection. Well, I'm excited, and I have about 8 or 9 other people that's on here with me that's excited. Uh, and if I can't wait to be able to one day hug folks and things of that nature. This coronavirus, COVID-19 season got us. But listen, we're creating this now. We're not going to wait until all this is over. And we do have, so I believe it's virtual and also in person because we have health measures in place. We do it for our churches and things of that nature. So we understand social distance or physical distance rather. And we understand wearing the mask and all that. So we have everything in place. Take temperatures away. If you're going to come, bring your family in person and so forth. We know exactly how to do it and to keep your family safe. Or also you can watch it on virtually online here. And so we have everything ready and in plan on schedule, just waiting on you to come and show up and be a part of this. Let's talk a little bit more. Maybe somebody just jumped on. Maybe we need to just remind somebody of some of the things that we were talking about. I'm excited. Somebody told me that our culture, we were the first to be able to have universities, and we built pyramids, and so greatly masterfully built that folks thought it was built by aliens. Come on, talk to me. There are some great things that the continent, the mother of humanity, have created from it. And look at us, we are actually, that's our roots. We have been birthed and pushed forward and out into the rest of the world to be able to share some of this that our ancestors actually have on the inside of us. You know how gifted we are and how talented we are when it comes to music and when it comes to sports, when it comes to education. We have some of the most intellectual folks, and when it comes to science, my goodness. But listen, I'm surrounded by some great minds. Listen, we have, he's about to talk again. This is Love in the Evening. Talk to me, Darius.
My brother, man, I just love Bishop Palmer. I got a new brother, man. We tight. I ain't lying. We tight. Cause I like brothers that work. I'm a worker. Yes, I talk, but I work, and that's important. So Al-Kabilon Shule, we're learning. What you heard Miss Marilyn say, Queen Marilyn say, was we're going to train people how to do research. It's so important that we teach our children how to think, how to ask key questions. Because once they learn how to ask key questions, they'll run after their education, they'll run after their history, they'll run after their health, they'll run after things that are good for them because they'll start to ask why, they'll start to question and challenge, and we want our children to be able to think at the level that they're accustomed and raised to think versus how we've been dumbed down. And, we have some of the foremost minds in the world, as part of this. Captain Thornell Jones is a brilliant man and, very much a part of the development of this. But I want people to also understand that we're talking about the history of the world. And so there's so much information. There's not a singular place, a singular volume of curriculums. This is a very vast, it's probably the most vast topic in the world because of how everything stems from it, right? And so just understanding that, I want people to know that we're very open, to learning more. We're not suggesting we have everything because we don't, and we would be looking like complete fools if we said we had everything tied to the continent and just the civilization in itself. And even from a spiritual perspective and astrology and just understanding things that we don't quite know, because these are the things that we've been trained to believe. Think about Africa from a landmass, right? The map itself that you see is not even the true original size. All of the continents could fit inside of Africa, and it's true if the map was designed the way that the landmass truly is. Excuse me, not the maps that are taught in our schools and around the world that makes Africa look like a small continent. So when you think about these things and the research that goes into it, we really want to be able to help people understand something that, even as you said, Bishop Palmer, even in, or it may have been Pastor Watts, King Watts, even in Africa, they're trained, their colonized education starts there. So the history of Ghana, these other countries where the French took over, they're learning the history of their colonizers, not pre-colonization. So when you think about how troubling that is, so there's a lot of information that we hope to share. We want to learn. We're very open, and we're really excited about having our young people understand the importance of knowing who they are and where they come from, and those types of things.
What I wanted to add as well is that part of the structural racism or institutionalization of racism, it diminishes Black folks, and it causes us to be insecure. And we often, sometimes people will say Black Americans really don't have a culture, but we do have a culture. The problem are there are gaps in that culture, and there are things that many people do, many cultures do, to initiate like a rites of passage process where you go from childhood to adulthood, and you're kind of escorted through that process with certain rituals. Well, those are things that we don't have in place now because we have lost that aspect of our culture. And so what this program will do, it will include a rites of passage process to help our young people move into adulthood. It will also help build self-esteem that has been negatively impacted by the systemic racism that exists in this country. And so what we're trying to do, and I think that that's what Bishop means when he says that what we're pulling together will be healing, because we are definitely traumatized as African Americans in this country, and we need healing, but we need to heal ourselves. And this is kind of a program centered around self-determination, self-empowerment, and self-fulfillment. And we'll all come out of this on the other side much stronger.
Exactly. And I wanted to add to that as well. We are made up of 75 to 100 trillion cells. So what that means is that you make up all of the ancestors. One cell it's not 75 to 100 trillion cells of you. No, it's 75 to 100 trillion cells of the people that have gone before you, that each cell that they gave you to make who you are. And so this is the identity. I believe, Bishop Palmer, you talk about identity. Identity is important. Identity is important because it shares where you come from and where you're going. And just to piggyback on Judge Vicky about this rite of passage, this we have somewhere where we can go. We don't have to go to Canada. I have a home. I can go home. And Bishop, when we go to Kenya and we go to different places, when I flew into Kenya, there were people at the airport that said, "Welcome home." Right. And the way that feels, like, oh my God, I belong somewhere. I belong. I belong. I have a family. And that whole thing, to bring the balance of identity and who we are as a family. We have a family. Now, I do want to say this as a church, as a pastor. Do not allow people to tell you who you don't connect to. And that's very important. We have people outside of our community telling us who we should connect to and who we shouldn't connect to, and who our brothers are or who our sisters are that are not even part of our own family. No, you connect with the people who are investing in supporting who you are to become a better human, a better person. So I want to challenge every pastor to stop allowing other people that are outside of the community, to tell you who your brother is or who your sister is. That is long gone, and that's out. Jesus said that your brother and your sister are those who do the will of God. And so your brother and sister might not be a Christian. Your brother and sister might be a Muslim, might be a Hindu, might be, somebody down in the Congos of Africa. But these are the people who your brother and sister, those that do the will of God. Time out for, they don't believe in this, so they're not your brother. I'm done with that. I know the truth. I know the truth. And the truth, as I say, don't need no crutches.
Amen. Amen. I just wanted to say that we have a little video that we'd like to share. I think now would probably be a good time to share that with anybody who is watching. So we have some information through the video we want to see.
The people could fly. They say the people could fly. Say that long ago in Africa, some of the people knew magic. And they would walk up on the air like climbing up on a gate. And they flew like black birds over the fields. Black, shiny wings flapping against the blue up there. Then many of the people were captured for slavery. The ones that could fly shed their wings. They couldn't take their wings across the water on slave ships. Too crowded, don't you know? The folks were full of misery then. Got sick with up and down of the sea, so they forgot about flying, and they could no longer breathe the sweet scent of Africa. Say the people who could fly kept their power, although they shed their wings. They looked the same as other people from Africa who'd been coming over, who had dark skin. Say you couldn't tell anymore one who could fly from one who couldn't.
All right, so that's our little piece.
That was an awesome presentation there. I don't know about
that
you.
Was a big piece. That wasn't a little piece. That was a big piece. We were trained that we are minorities. We are the majority on the planet Earth. We are big people. Big. That was big.
I don't know about you, but after that video, I'm ready to fly. But listen, I appreciate it. And again, let me say this for some that may have just joined us on Facebook Live. And again, we're going to reiterate to others who have already been online here. Listen, if you have time to register, we're going to be back with you on Saturday for the informational session. Today, we're just having a conversation, but we're going to get more in detail about the information that you need for the school itself. Go to www.alkebulan, that's ALKEBULANSHULAE.org. Alkebulan Shule. You definitely want to make sure that you plug on in. You're going to make history alongside with us. We're about to take you on a journey. You don't want to miss it. You and your entire family can join us for only $60 a month. Now, I don't know where you're going to get that from. $60 a month for your entire family. So join us, register. We want to see you again on Saturday, and you can ask different questions on Saturday to make sure that you have all the information that you need to provide for. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Oh, that's Judge Vicky. Thank you. Uh, and listen, we have some awesome educators that are on here that are going to be helping, that are going to be educating your entire family on what I call the new narrative. Actually, it's not new. It just has been hidden from from our people for so long, but it's going to be so empowering, so much healing that's going to be provided for us. I call it church. You know, this is just an extension of what I call church because church to me is education. We get educated every week in church, and this is just a whole a tilt over from what we're already receiving from a biblical aspect. We're going to get stuff from a historical aspect, and it also has spiritual roots in it, like Darius had said. And so, awesome teacher, and it can. I mean, it's just so it's a plethora of information. You're going to be so filled up, so full. It's going to be such an overflow for you and your family, and you'll be able to pass this information, this education down to generations. The Bible teaches us that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So I'm looking generationally when we're talking about joining the Shule. I'm looking at generations to come and what they can inherit from me because I decided to be a responsible father and grandfather to bring my family into something new, innovative, and exciting, but yet so tremendous and filled with education that's like none other. So we're not gonna, we've been on here for a good hour conversation. It's almost like a family reunion. We could be on here all night, but I know we have to go. Some of us got to work tomorrow. you know, Pastor John feel like he want to preach and things like that, so we could be on here for another hour. But but we're gonna get off of here. But I want to make sure that you got the information that you need. I hope that you can feel the passion for the creation of our cable on Shule. That's why we're here. That's why you have 9 or 10 people on this on call tonight, because we are passionate about and so excited. Our souls are just so happy about how God uh, utilized these people who are alongside with me tonight. He used them. God put it in there. That's how I look at it. God put it in their hearts to create our cable on Shule. It's nobody else that did it. He dropped a dime on them and said, "This is what I want you guys to do." And it takes work.
He can things happen. He keeps it going.
He keeps it going.
dropping stuff, dropping.
And that's what he do. And I heard this, Monica, that when God speaks, his word is so reverberating. He's still speaking that same word. When he said, "Let there be light," it was like, "Let there be light, light, light." And that's what's upholding the universe, the power of his word, because it's so resounding and so reverberating. It never stopped speaking, if you will. And that's what he's doing. So what he spoke, you're just receiving a download. It's going to keep downloading and registering more and more and more innovative things that you're going to be creating. We're just starting off. This is just really the start of it. And so it's just going to continue to grow. There are going to be more creative things that are going to take place that's going to come out of the Shule. We're going to have more people that's going to join the team. And before you know it, I think it's going to take over the public school system. They're going to be like, "You know what? We quit. We're going to just go tell you to join the Our Cable on Shule."
That's a prophecy. Amen.
We're prophesying. Yeah, I mean, because our children need it. Our families 100%. Need it. Not just the children, but our families, And I pray that we can incorporate these, we can start with the HBCUs and everything and incorporate what we're going to be learning here will be incorporated in some of our schools as well. And then until it floods over so much that they're going to have Bishop, to say, "Yes, sir. Come on, Pastor."
Well, we hope that your book would be part of one of the curriculum.
It's coming.
Because it's just not, we this is not a religious school in terms of, so we'd be able to give information from different lenses. And that's why I say it's just not facts, but it's truth and facts.
Right.
And so we expand ourselves and all of the things that you're saying. And I do believe that it's time. It's 450 years prophetically. And God said that He was going to bring us all from all corners of the earth. And He was going to send us back to truth. And this is and what you're saying is that's I wasn't gonna say nothing because I lean back in the chair and let you prophesy because it's time. It's time that our people be raised up. We have to raise them up. And this is what Ezekiel said, and I'm gonna close. Can these bones live?
Yeah.
And Ezekiel asked God, you're the only one know it. And yes, black bones can live. And we will be brought back from the ashes.
Come on.
We will be brought back from health disparities. We will be brought back from all of the statistics that they said. We will be brought back and we will become, the word of God, a strong nation of people, what we were before.
I told you he felt like preaching. Didn't I tell you he felt like preaching? I saw it in his face. I saw it in his eyes.
Let me add,
good word,
Brother
Pastor.
Darius has pointed out something. One of the most inspiring things about the school is that we're going to be having annual trips back to Africa to culminate the year program. And so this is something that everybody's really looking forward to.
And listen,
and it's a wonderful thing to do as a family.
And Judge Vicky, let me tell you this. I was doing missions trips and planning churches and things like that in Africa. And so I kept asking my wife, I said, why don't you come with me one year? Just come on with me. And she was like, oh, no, it's not for me. And, you can go and things like that. And she'll tell the testimony herself. I said, just come one time. That's all I want you to do is just come one time with me to a trip to Kenya. And don't you know, when the plane landed, tears start flooding down my wife's eye. It hit me the first time too, but just to see her. And then when she was holding the babies, my goodness, she wanted to take some of them home. And I said, look, we can't do that. It's a process. But I'm telling you, there's something that takes place spiritually on the inside of you when you touch the motherland, when you touch the mother of mankind. Something takes place when you are back home, if you will. And so I just wanted to piggyback off of Judge Vicky because my wife, she just enjoyed herself like never before. And she went shopping too, by the way. but and some good stuff we can go shopping too. But the field trips, if you want to call it that, the journeys back home are and we may even have to call it that journey back home trip. And but I'm telling you, it's so amazing and it's so empowering and so touching. It's a lasting impact. It's a lasting impression that grips your heart. You'll never forget when you go back home. I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you, Judge Vicky.
I want to add to that. Along with that, we also have become aware of two. I knew of one, but I didn't realize there was a second African village here in America. There's two of them, and one of them is in South Carolina, and the other one is in Staunton, Virginia. And these are actual villages that were, the one in Staunton, Virginia is an actual village that was in Africa, disassembled, put on a ship, and brought to the United States as an Igbo village. So we also hope, we know there's COVID, and right now my passport is on lockdown by the State Department because they're in COVID status, but I'm waiting for my renewal to get back to me. But we will have opportunities to travel before we get to Africa to locations here in the United States and in the diaspora that connect to our African heritage.
Wow.
And I also wanted to add that, in addition to just, obviously going to Nigeria or going to Africa, what's cool about Akebula and Shule is the experience package. So it's not just going to Nigeria and then sitting in a resort, like we go to Cancun, we sit in the resort, we come back home, cool, we were in Africa, or cool, we were overseas. It's completely different. So first, we have a connecting aspect where before you even get to Anambra State or before you get to Nigeria, we will have connected you to either a student, if you're a student, a family, or business opportunities, right? So you're not just going blind. There are people that you're potentially going to have already been talking through Zoom. You meet with them, and then not only do you finally meet with people you've been talking to here, but you actually get to Nigeria, and what we have is an experience. It's a naming ceremony. So I know you saw a little bit about it in our intro video, but you actually get to go meet the king. It's Eze, it means king, in Anambra State. And there's a place in Anambra State where two rivers meet. So he actually has a naming ceremony annually, every November, every year. The next one will be next year, 2021, November. And they do a naming ceremony in the river. So there's a lot of different cool aspects of our travel. It's not just you go and sit in a resort. We have that too. But you get to see the village. You get to get a whole African name. It's not just someone giving you a name. It's spiritual. He can tell things. Hopefully you would have done your DNA testing, see where you're from, visit that village. So it's a whole package, So just wanted to make sure that was fair.
No, that's good. Wow. You guys are blowing me away. Listen, I'm going to sign up twice. Hey, look, Trump said vote twice, but I'm going to sign up for the school twice, right?
Can I just tell you that, you know how you said come to Africa once? So I went to Nigeria for the first time at 16. And I can tell y'all that I didn't know what was happening. You're younger, you're just like, oh, I'm going somewhere. The air felt different.
Oh
I got out of the airplane and I was like, okay, it felt different. And it was just, it's a different, it's something else. So you're saying come once, I'm saying, yes, come, but then we won't have to have this conversation again. I don't know if your wife is dragging you to come back to Africa now, next time, but you bring people once, and then it's a domino thing. They know, oh, okay, so I'm just saying, like, just you sign up, see what happens, and then we won't have to really even talk about that ever again. You'll bring your friends and your family, your cousins, and anyone else, your white friends, everyone.
Right, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that. Now, this isn't just for African Americans. So the classes can actually be extended to, it's not just for African Americans, but any family that want to learn about our history and our culture.
Any family. We have a few we have a white couple, I believe, that I think they adopted a black child. So they're signed up to learn more about. So it's for anyone who wants to learn about Africa, which I think should be the entire world. But for sure, this is definitely for African Americans who have no idea how valuable, how amazing Africa is and all the rich history we have.
Right. And I say that because we have white friends who, we're in this whole atmosphere now where they want to learn not only about their history and their mistakes and how they, had been implicit and how they have certain, white privilege and so forth. But they also want to learn how to really get along with us better, to know us better. And what better way than to take them also on the same journey that we're actually going to be learning as well. So we embrace our white friends who also may want to decide to bring their families in, and especially their kids who can learn. These are the future. They can really break down some of these barriers that we have, and we can understand each other a little bit better. So I'm excited about that. But and we definitely primarily we want to make sure that our families learn our culture and our narrative, and I think it's going to create a better world when we can do so. And we're going to sign off unless somebody else want to. Pastor John, you feel like preaching again, or?
I'll just say that we're going to give our pastors the Zoom links for Saturday.
Yes.
So if anybody missed registration information or whatever, we'll send you the Zoom link for Saturday, and then you can provide that to any church members that you think needs it or wants to have it.
Awesome. And we challenge the pastors. Look, all we're saying, if you can get, now we want you to get multiple families, but if you can just get one family, even if it's your family, pastor. Now, my wife and I, our family, we're joining in. And I know Pastor John and his family are joining in. But I just off of some of the information that I know, families were excited from my church. So we're going to have multiple families from our church that's going to be joining in. And so we challenge the pastors that are listening now. We're going to give them a good text, later on, because we want the pastors to be on the forefront of this. And I know that as good leaders, that our congregants will also follow alongside with us and want to learn and go on this journey alongside with us. So we're challenging pastors. Pastor John and I, we're saying, come on, pastors, we can do it together. This is some incredible information and education that all of our families that attend our churches definitely need. It's a necessity. It's not even just
right. Arts and entertainment. Education, arts, entertainment, music, all those things. Every aspect of life you can think of.
And we call that, Darius, we call those the mountains of influence. That there are 7 principal mountains of influence when you talk about education and government and family and arts and music and things like those are what we call mountains of influence. And so we want our families to understand and recognize these mountains of influence that we have and that we can recover because of the narrative that once was that we had lost, but we're finding it back now. And so I'm excited. And so, pastors, you hear our voice. We're saying, come and walk alongside with us. This is real unity when you can walk alongside with us on some grounds that we can discover together. Listen, God bless you all. Again, Mungu Akubariki. God bless you. We are excited. If you need more information, many of your pastors that we're talking to now, you already got my cell phone number. If you need to call me, text me. Listen, call me in the morning. and I'll get you all the information you need. Oh, and listen, and that's after. Call me before Funky Friday with Peace in the Morning with Darius Stanton. But listen, we're out of here. Alkebalonshule.org.
Alkebalon.
Come on.
Alkebalon. Alkebalon.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you.